with clearing this from the body. Other people have thought perhaps we can use enzymes. People can digest enzymes and get rid of lipofuscin. To make a long story short, anyway, he approached the Institute, the Immortality Institute, for funding. And we went through a little bit of voting and polling to see what level of funding we could support, and really to do the project in the most complete fashion over the next 8 months. Nason Schooler, the fellow who would be doing the research, put out a budget proposal of $16,000. Now the Institute, the members, thought that that might be a little bit too expensive. So instead, we're voting on a matching grant once again, an $8,000 matching grant. The Institute will provide $8,000, or will match every dollar up to $8,000 that's donated toward this research. So if $8,000 are donated, the Institute will cut a check for $8,000 to bring the total up to $16,000. In fact, let's take a look once again at our website here. I'm going to go to the screen. And we're going to take a look at that proposal and see how it's doing, how the vote is going for laser ablation of lipofuscin. And last time I checked, the vote was going well for the matching grant. Let's see here. It'll just take me a little bit to find it. Like I said, I didn't prepare any graphics. I had a lot of other stuff going on lately. Let's see here. Where is that poll? I'm looking. Let's see here. I know it's right in here somewhere. Should have seen it already. Dead air here. I know, you're just looking at my face and I'm just searching through the forums. Okay, now this is getting annoying. And I know it's in the member forum. The forum of the Institute. In the votes. So we'll take a look at that. There we go. I got it now. We're going to take a look here. Let me bring up the screen here. Although if you haven't voted, you're not supposed to be able to see this. But what the heck? We're just flying by the seat of our pants tonight. So, what do we got here? Let's take a look at the top. There we go. Votes for the laser ablation of lipofuscin. And it is, as you can see, 24 people have voted for the proposal, 6 against, and 3 have abstained. And that means 73%, about 73% of people are in support of this. So it looks like we're on our way to another matching grant, and this time for research. So that's a big thing that the Institute will be doing this year, is sponsoring research for the first time. And I've got high hopes for this research, even if, let's say, we're looking at a situation here where the laser doesn't really clear lipofuscin all that well, even from skin cells. At least we're going to learn something about lipofuscin, which is one of the types of junk that builds up in our cells. It's indigestible by our cells and builds up over time and causes all kinds of problems as we get old. Even if we can't figure out even if it doesn't work all that well, we're going to learn something very valuable about lipofuscin, I think, through this research. So another thing I see that Brian has brought up, something else that the Institute is going to help promote, and that is the SENS Facebook group. And this group is trying to raise money by, Brian, maybe you can put a link in the chat here for everyone to see, the SENS group that is raising money for SENS research. Anyway, the idea is to put $100, everyone who signs up for this group agrees to donate $100 towards SENS research. Now, there was one group that was started, and they were trying to get 1 million members so that they would have $100 million for SENS research, which would be awesome, right? But we thought that was a little aggressive, and it might take many, many years in order to get that many people signed up. But another group was started for just $10,000. members, which is very doable in Facebook terms. We're already up to 500, I think. Maybe, Brian, you could let us know the status of that Facebook group. In fact, every show I should have an update on the Facebook group to see how close we are getting to 10,000 members. But there's another one for 10,000 members. Once we get 10,000 members, everyone's going to donate $100, and that $1 million is going to go to SENS Research. So, there's a few little details that have to get worked out exactly who, how the money is going to transfer and who's going to donate, who's going to collect, and all this stuff. So we'll see how that goes. But I think 10,000 members is doable within a year's time frame if it's promoted good. Anyway, that's another thing we're going to try to help promote. And another thing that has developed at the Institute that many of you perhaps have seen, and that is the Action Forums. Once again, I'm going to go here to our web screenshot, and I'm going to take a look here at the Action Forum and show it to you here. Just give me a second. Okay. I'm going to bring up the screen again, so just be patient. Here we are, the Action Forums at the Immortality Institute. And I want to thank our director, Caliban, who's director and treasurer, for suggesting the Action Forums and getting it instituted here in the forums, creating the Action Forums, and creating a group of immense members called the Recorders. The Recorders are people that are going to keep track of the ideas that are suggested, the projects that are suggested for the Institute. And this has worked out good so far, meeting once a week or every other week and going over all of the proposals and ideas. Because if that's one thing that the Institute has, it's plenty of ideas, plenty of projects that are being suggested constantly. Not only ideas for improving the forums at the Institute, but projects like research, getting things going. And you can see here in the suggestions and project ideas form here, if you ever have an idea, put it in the project ideas. You have a forum suggestion, put it in the forum suggestion, just like it says. Complaints, if you have complaints or technical problems with your membership or accessing the site. And then for projects that we decide, well, there's not enough volunteer people here to complete this project at a reasonable, time frame, and there's not enough money for this project, we put it in the doer, the ideas doer. And that's a forum that has, believe it or not, you should go through there and look at it. There's 239 topics. That's how many projects and ideas have been suggested over the course of the last couple of years. And really, there's a lot of interesting things in there. Different ideas people have, and if you ever have time, just go through there and look through it. And all of a sudden, you might see something. You might see a project that was suggested a while back, and at that time, no one was really interested. But now, perhaps, we've got a couple of members that would like to get involved with that project, really get it going. There's a lot of cool ideas, all kinds of things that we could be doing. If you have some spare time, look through that and do that. Another thing that, one of the projects that has been suggested, let me go back and take a look here at the actual projects that are in the works. Let's see. Supercentenarians. That is one that is in the works now. Okay. Actually, that's not there. Caliban. He would like to get people together for a centenarian type research. Anyone over, he's put the age limit at 88. The idea is to go out and ask older folks how they live their life, how they got to be as old as they are, and how they feel at their age, things like that. He's got a standard list of questions. And Caliban would like to see people go out to their relatives or people in the community who are elderly and see if they would like to answer some of the questions. Share their life experience, share their diet and exercise regimens that they've had throughout their life, if any. A lot of people, once that I've read about, they've gotten to be 100 years old or 90 years old, and they say, well, there really wasn't anything special. they just made it. A lot of people I talk to just consider themselves lucky. But anyway, I don't see that right now. Let me see. Maybe it's in the project ideas. Let's see. Volunteer prize system. We got project donor.